Welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome to the Catalan derby in La Liga this weekend. We're going to be talking here about Girona playing Barça on Saturday because Xavi before this game has said there will be rotation. He is going to make changes this weekend. The question's going to be who's going to come in. And not only who is going to come in, but can we still maintain that level of performance that we saw in the Copa del Rey in midweek? There's also been plenty of news throughout today, certainly there regarding contract renewals and yet more financial pressure from La Liga. We're going to be discussing all of that and more coming up today, guys. So come on. And let's do it. Because it was indeed an exciting midweek of football there, especially in the Copa del Rey. Barça really good in their performance against Real Sociedad. We are now in the semi-finals and we're going to be joined there by Osasuna, by Athletic Club and also by Real Madrid, who beat Atletico in extra time on Thursday night. Now the draw for that one is going to be on Monday and then we'll find out if we are going to have another Clásico on our hands in a domestic cup. And I think it's also interesting to see this weekend many of those teams involved in the Copa in midweek, they're playing each other. You got there Atletico with a really tricky trip to Osasuna. Atletico right now in fourth in the league, and I'm also really interested to see how Real Madrid get on themselves there against Real Sociedad, who of course are going really well in the league this season. We snapped their winning run, but let's wait and see what happens in that game at the weekend there, because for Barça we remain at the top of the league table, 17 games played, 44 points, 3 points there ahead of Real Madrid, and what's really important now is that we maintain that lead, and if we can, let's extend it too. Girona, our opponents in this game, they're 11th in the league. It's been a solid season for them so far after their return to La Liga. But in terms of that news that we have been hearing throughout the day then, starting first of all with Marcos Alonso, because he has now renewed his contract at Barça. He originally signed there until the coming summer in 2023, but he's now extended until 2024, and you'd imagine that must sort of half there be to do with financial reasons, maybe keeping a player on board who can be used as a squad player. We know that Xavi seems to like him a lot. I think for me, I'm still a little bit undecided on that one. I'm certainly not going to say that's a brilliant deal for the club or anything like that. We're also hearing rumours right now about talks with Busquets over a renewal. Also Sergio Roberto could also extend his time at the club, and again, I feel like with these players here, we're not necessarily talking only about performance. We're not only talking there about what they're giving, but also in terms of that wage bill, we're still trying to do what we can to sort of constantly battle against La Liga, because we've heard today that La Liga have informed Barcelona that ahead of the summer transfer window, and indeed here in January, we need to remove between 150 million to 200 million from our wage bill. We need to cut that amount, which to me seems staggering, and I think you just got to still understand there's so much work still to do here. We've got players in the summer who are going to be coming back from loans. They're still on big contracts. We've still got players in this team earning very, very big money, and still now La Liga are putting the pressure on, and that is why we're still hearing rumours about maybe more financial levers. We're hearing now about the potential of Barça TV being sold as a sort of way of generating more income, because there's still so much pressure from the league. And you only have to look right now at Xavi's situation. He there agreed that new deal with Barca with a view to becoming then a first team player, but that new deal still hasn't gone through. La Liga right now are blocking that new contract agreement, and from Barca right now they feel as though La Liga are doing everything in their power to pressure us, to actually there go even beyond their rules, to really hurt us any way that they can. And the board, they remain in a fight, and with so much still to do. But if we do, though, go back to matters on the field right now in this Catalan derby. Girona, of course, our near neighbours in the city. And Xavi, before this game, like I say, he came out and said, we will make rotations tomorrow. There was no if, maybe about it. He said we definitely will be rotating in the team. He said everybody is important in this team. And I think that's something we continue to hear from Xavi there when he's talking about the squad that he has. He's really insistent that everyone has a part to play. He continually says, you know, even if you're not in the team, even if you're not a starter, you've still got a role in this team. And he wants to make everybody feel as though they are important, that they can give something, because we need them to take their opportunity. Spoke about it yesterday. If you're not in the team, if you're not playing, you need to step up and show us something special to then work your way back in. So I think when you are looking at the potential lineup heading into this game, obviously we still want to win. We've got no Lewandowski though. We've still got no Ferran Torres there through suspension. So Xavi has to be very, very clever with his selection here. A few rotations, but still keeping this team nice and strong. Now I want to start with attack, because the natural thing to do here would be to say, okay, there's no Lewandowski. Let's start there with Ansu down the middle, with Rafinha then, and Dembélé as the wingers. But what I would say about that is, guys, that trio, it didn't play well when we used it against Getafe. It wasn't really all that convincing. It didn't seem to flow. So maybe I wouldn't think about doing that again. I would actually there look to start and maybe stick with our system with just two attackers. Why not play Dembélé and Ansu Fati as a duo in your attack? It would be harsh on Rafinha, but I would certainly bring him on in the game. But I just think with Dembélé, you don't rest him now. The performance that he put in against Real Sociedad and on the right-hand side, just leave him there. Let him continue to work his magic. We want to see that yet again this weekend. And I think that means then, in midfield, we do continue with those four, with that presence in there in midfield. I would leave Xavi in there. I would leave Pedri in that midfield area. But then at the base of it, I would try something that I do really, really want to see. I would rest Sergio Busquets and in bring Franck Kessie. Because I think now, with this new shape, with this new midfield structure, I'd love to see Frankie and Kessie as a pivot there. That's the way, in my opinion, they should be used. That's the way that Kessie could thrive in this Barcelona team. And we haven't really seen anything at all of that potential combination. So I would really, really like to see that there from Xavi. And then when you're talking about the defence, I would actually try and change that as little as possible. Try and leave that back line as it is. But I think there will be there the potential of maybe resting Alejandro Balde, bringing in Jordi Alba. And I also wonder there whether Xavi will play Araujo, because I think we're very, very keen there not to overwork him. We don't want to keep playing him 2 games every single week and really forcing him to do that. So there may be a change there with Araujo, but of course it is going to be Ter Stegen in goal, and that is still a team there that can beat Girona, that should go into this game, continue the confidence, continue the momentum. A few changes here and there, but let's keep it strong. Which is why, when you are looking at the predictions ahead of this game, the majority right now opting for a Barça victory by 2+ goals. Again here, we're not going overboard, because although Barça have played very well there, you're looking midweek against Sociedad, the dominant performance that we saw, we're still not really pulling away from teams with goals. We're not hitting 3, 4, 5 right now. So let's just wait and see how Barca get on in this game. I hope the attacking play can still be real quality there, even without Lewandowski. But let's continue this form. No matter what is going on right now away from the field, all the questions, all the things that are swirling around, let's stick to business. On the field, get the win. That's the most important thing. So please do let me know, guys, your thoughts, your feelings in the comments down below. How would you be starting this game? What team would you be opting with? And what are your expectations there ahead of travelling to Girona? I will see you soon, of course. There will be plenty more coming and reaction to the game. Thank you for your support, for you tuning in here today, and for all of you guys coming back. I really appreciate it, and I will be catching you soon. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.